Inver Park was getting up in stall 15, in stall 22, Abel Kane, and away they go, and Comanche Falls has jumped away with them pretty well. It looked as though Typhoon 10 was very slow to go, fast away towards the far side. Good Eye is out in front of that group, followed closely by then Method is up there as well on the far side. Mackinac from Popmaster, First Folio. Chill shows speed. Red Cap Lampang on the far side. Down this near side is Good Eye, Zargun, When the Dealing's Done. Then Just Another Bottle, and Mr. Wagyu. Further out is Tinto. Comanche Falls in the firing line as well, and they're followed by Method now from Tab Deed. Back in the field, Abel Kane at the back of the pack. Regional's got lots to do as they run on down inside the final 2 furlongs. Mackinac on the far side in the noseband, probably the overall leader from Tinto. Comanche Falls near side, Good Eye, and they're followed then by First Folio, St. Lawrence and Gulliver as they race inside the final furlong on this near side. Last year's winner Comanche Falls just leads the way. Tabdeed making a race of it, and then in third is Tinto, followed by Regional, Comanche Falls and Tabdeed. Oh, on the dot! Comanche Falls might have won it again. Tabdeed, Regional third, Great Ambassador running on from nowhere. Then Good Eye down the near side, Inver Park making late ground as well. It's a photo between Comanche Falls and Tabdeed.
Finish, photo finish.
And on that evidence, Comanche Falls has become the first horse since 1968, a horse called Skydiver, to win 2 Stewards' Cups, and he's done it back-to-back. Drawn just 4 berths away from his stall last year. He's come more towards the stand side, and in the silks of Doug Graham, Ian Davis and Alan Drysdale, for jockey Connor Beasley and trainer Michael Dodds, it appears as though he has won. Tab Dean has run a fine race for Archie Watson and Holly Doyle, the chestnut mainly obscured on that angle. He's come down the handicap. He was a group class performer for Owen Burrows, and he's run really well here, win, lose or draw. 13 looks as though he's come through for third. That is Regional, with fourth right down the stands rail here. A huge run from Good Eye for Jessica Long for Sweden at a massive price. And then back in fifth is Tinto, ahead of Great Ambassador in 6th place. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There is the outcome of the photo
Cup. Number 8,
finish
Comanche
to our 5th and feature race of the day. First, number 8, Comanche
massive
Falls.
Performance. He wins it twice. Connor Beasley clenches his fist. 25-1, Comanche Falls wins. Last year he was returned a well-fancied 10-1 shot. He couldn't do it again, could he? After the mishap that befell him at Ascot. Oh yes, he could. Wonderful training performance.
Yeah, tremendous stuff, and on a quicker surface than last year, the same result. Tabdeed almost wore him down, but he's been really tough, and Michael Dodds, another big sprint winner for him, and big day for Connor Beasley as well. Front 2 nicely enough on top of the remainder as well. Finishing off well for third was Regional. Track his passage through perhaps. They raced ultimately in 2 groups, and no one wanted the far rail at all. Basically the group that raced in the lower numbers all ended up merging as one group more towards the middle,
which has not really done those low-drawn horses too many favours, I would venture to suggest. Lots of fancy runners in that shot there, First Folio and Popmaster, but they never really threatened to get involved in this. The horses that missed the kick badly included Rathbone, the yellow and purple colours, not as badly as Typhoon 10, who completely fluffed it. He hadn't had a run this season, and he's out of it from a long way out. Nearest to you, you've got Good Eye, who's hugged this stands rail. That's got to have helped, and Tabdeed is just popping up from behind him.
Yeah, and Tabdeed, who was well backed, really has finished off well. Regional's come from miles back as well.
Tabdeed's unlucky not to win this race. He's very unlucky not to win this race.
He's gone down by a short head, and yeah, he's unlucky, isn't he?
Well, Holly Doyle's had to switch him off the rail from behind Good Eye and challenge the far side of Comanche Falls, but for which he'd have surely won.
Yeah, he would. You'll see it again on the head-on. I mean, those 2 horses, I mean, look how far back Regional's come from it. The pace has really burnt up in the end, hasn't it, with those 2 horses finishing as they have from the back of the field, and it's ended up the nearer you are to this stands rail, the better you've been, really.
Decent enough run from Mackinac, not too far away. Mr. Wagyu's run his usual honest race. When the dealing's done, I don't think he stayed the trip. And all those horses, a lot of those horses that were right up there in the early stages have petered right out, with the exception of the Swedish horse Good Eye.
Yeah, he's kept on going. The way that a lot of the races are run in Sweden are used to going hard and fast from an early stage and conditioned to do it, and he's run very well.
And that's the group on the far side. Far left of shot there is Gulliver. I'd imagine you were cursing the fact that they weren't going right the way over.
Yeah, I think even watching it, it just looks slower up the middle than what the near side is. I am surprised that no one's actually gone right towards the far side, but because of the lack of pace, and it would have been a very small group if they had have gone there, they want to try and race in a bigger group if possible, don't they? So you can kind of understand why, but it's definitely ended up being the case that you wanted to be in the higher numbers. That's where the pace was, and that's where you needed to be.
It's Connor Beasley. He was walking the track as well earlier today. Might well have paid dividends.
He was, what, stall 19. He's beaten stalls 28 and 27. Then you've got 26. So it was definitely a high draw, stand side bias race.
Comanche Falls carves himself his own little piece of history by joining a very, very select group of horses to win 2 Stewards' Cups. And you have to go back over 50 years for the last one to do it. Skydiver in 1968. Well done to Michael Dodds. Well done to owners Doug Graham, Ian Davidson and Alan Drysdale. Connor Beasley it is that has taken this on Comanche Falls.
Oh, what a family it's been for the owners. They bought this horse out after the half-brother Dakota Gold. He's still on the scene. He was a real speedball from the front, where this horse was a slow learner. He's come through the handicaps. He won his first handicap off a mark at 70 or 72, was it? And he's just more of a laid-back horse and improving all the while. He's won a second Stewards' Cup. Well done to all the connections from stall 19, as Chris Dixon said. Beat stall 28, 27, third, and then 26.
Yeah, I think he's an admirable horse. It's funny how some horses have the habit of winning these races, and some horses, like Tab Deed, perhaps, have got the habit of just getting beaten them. I think regional, I'm not going to say I was unlucky, but I think he came from a long way back. He was always going to, and just didn't get the run through. But I think there's a big race in him as well. And you've got to say that Good Eye ran an absolute cracker, didn't it, for Sweden?
Well positioned right underneath that rail.
It was, yeah.
But he's run a cracker.
Yeah. And I'm going to watch Great Ambassador again for the future, because I think he was on the wrong part of the course and didn't get the best of runs through. He's just been unlucky in several big sprints now.
Yeah, and plenty of them will be heading to Air Gold Cups in September. Okay, going in here for this fillies handicap, Azure Blue, 8 to 15.